Okay, so the next stuff we have is so I already showed you how to find the inode. So find I number, and how do you locate the inode? Oh, maybe not. I didn't show you. Did I? Oh, okay, right here. Locate inode number. So you do ls space hyphen I and the name of the file. It gives you the inode number here and the folder. It gives you the folder of the inode here. So when you do find, you give the inode number, it will find it for you. All right. Let's move on. So the next step, next topic we have is links. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna okay. So this is the screen. Okay, so let's see here. So this topic is links, and the command we use is ln. L as in Larry, N as in Nancy. Okay, and there are two types of links. Two types of links for a file. Okay, and it's a hard link and soft link. Okay, before that, I just thought of something, and I have to tell you this. In the Linux operating system, when you say file, right, this is referred to as file, and file is also referred to as folder. The way the operating system manages is it manages everything based on the file here. So if you do tree and you have like a folder here, but that doesn't mean anything. The folder is there, but if you look at the properties of the folder, if you do stat folder, it says directory here. But look at the size information and all that. All this information, they are similar to file. I mean, if you look at all this here, there's barely any difference here except like the information it already has. I mean, it's just managing everything like this one is a regular file, this is a directory. But in reality, how a file or a directory is managed by the operating system is no difference. It's just the same exact thing. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Hard link. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a link of that file somewhere else. So I'm going to do pwd and ls. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So I have a file here, Zafar, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a link ln Zafar, and then you have to have like a source and a destination. Okay, so and then I'm going to make a link into folder, and then I'm going to give it a name Zafar. Failed to create link Zafar, no such. Oh, maybe I have to. Failed to create a folder. Are you guys having a connection issue?
No.
Yes, sometimes I cannot hear you.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to say touch file. Okay, I'm going to say touch Zafar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do mkdir folder, and I'm going to go into cd folder, and then I'm going to make a link here. So what I'm going to do is ln ln backup bd allow f force I interactive all. So what I'm doing is ln, and then here's the thing here. Why it didn't work earlier is because you have to give the full path. You have to give the absolute path. So I'm creating a link, and I'm gonna give it a name file1, and the link I want to create is all the way from the beginning here. So I'm gonna say home Zafar, and then I'm gonna link it to the file name Zafar. Okay, I think this is gonna go crazy now. Let me go back here. ls. Let me remove Zafar, and what I'm gonna do is I have folder here, and then I'm gonna do is um, I'm gonna create a file named x file, touch x file. Okay, I hit enter. So I'm gonna go into the folder directory name folder here, and I'm gonna do pwd. So I'm creating a link here, ln. Okay, then I'm gonna give it a name here. Name of the file, I'm going to give the destination file name first, y file. Let's do z file, and the connection to the z file is going to be /home /Zafar, and then I'm going to give it a name x file, and I'll hit enter. Why is this happening? Oh, I may have to give the full path for both of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do ln, and the full path of the file name Zafar /home. Let me clear the screen. ls, and I'm going to go into folder, and here I'm going to give the full path of the source, ln /home /Zafar, and x file, and the destination file. If I'm in the same location, you just give the name z file. /home / Zafar / folder z file. Okay, it worked now. If I do ls here, I have a file name z file. Okay, and what I'm going to do is ls-i z file. Okay, look, just look at the inode number here. I'm going to open another session. And I have ls here, and I do ls-i, and I do x file here. So if you look closely here, look at the inode number of this file and this file is same exact thing. Okay, everybody with me so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you repeat, please?
Yeah, I will. So give me just a second here. Let me go into settings.
Can you do RF clear everything and then show again?
Yeah, I will. Okay. Bluetooth. Okay. Let me remove everything out of here. So let me do tree. There is nothing in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder mkdir. Okay, let's see here. Red Hat, and then within Red Hat I'm going to give a white hat. Okay, -p. Let's do p. Tree. So we have a folder inside a folder there. Now let me create a file name. Touch. Just do. Let's deal with file 1. Okay. Touch file 1, and I have ls here. Okay, and then I'll leave this like this, and I'm going to go into another session here. So if I do tree, okay, now what I'm going to do is go into a white hat, and then I'm going to make a link for file 1, and then I could give a different name too, actually. So let me go into cd red hat white hat, and I'm there pwd. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a hard link ln space, and I need the full location of the file name. The in this scenario, you have to provide the absolute path. And I'm going to give it a file name here, file2. So what is happening here is so this is the command, and this part is the source, and this part is the destination. Okay, and for some reason this scribbling is not working as a supply. So but what you have to do is you have to provide the source absolute path. And the name of the link. It could be any name. It could be the same name or it could be the any name. Okay, all right. So when I'm going to hit enter, I have a file name file2. And if I do ls-I, that means inode number file2. I have the inode number for file2 is 17710.468. Now let's check the inode number for file1. ls-I file1. Okay, now if you compare closely, the inode number for file 1 and file 2 is same. Why? Because it's a duplicate. It's the same exact duplicate. So what I'm going to do is, let me just copy this part here and put in a document. And over here, and let's look at it visually here. If you do tree here, file 1 and file 2 are link of each other. Exact duplicate or exact copy. So what will happen if I update one file? What is going to happen to the other file?
It automatically updates.
Yeah, very good. If you update one file, the other file automatically gets updated here. And what we did here is we did here. Over here, I'm going to say, while I'm typing, who has questions?
Zafar, I have a question.
Yeah.
So you said the contents will automatically get updated, but let's say if we change the file type, let's say we zip it, or does that automatically change the file type for the second file?
No, what will happen is you're breaking the link there. Okay, once you zip it, it's gonna be so what is happening here is there are two different files, but if you update this file, the other file get updated right away. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to zip it and see what happens.
All right.
That's a very good question. I never tried it, but let's see what happens. But before that, let me update the file here. I'm gonna say echo. This is line 1, and I'm putting that into file 2. Okay, if I cat file 2, we have line 1 here. Now over here, if I cat file 1, we have same exact thing got updated here. Okay, all right, so let me copy this here. Okay. So and I'm going to a different session.
Okay, but if we do cat file 1, it'll be it's not the same, right?
It is the same. See, let me clear this.
Yeah,
Cat
there's the same thing.
cat file 1 is, it says this is line 1, and let me clear this. Cat file 2, this is line 2. Okay, let's put something in line 1. Okay, I say echo, this is Linux course, and I go like this, file 1, I hit enter, and I should see okay, so file 1, it has the existing line, and then we added another line. Okay, let's go to file 2, cat file 2, and this file got updated too. This is Linux course. All right, let's zip gzip file 1. Okay, oh, okay, so it's giving you the error here. Gzip file 1 has other link unchanged. So what is happening here is it's detecting that it has a link to it. How do you find out if a file has a link? If you do ls-l and the file name, this won't give you the information here. Okay, let's see here.
Okay, can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I asked earlier, there's a copy to the other file. I just found out if I put the quotes, it copies to the other file which is linked. But if I don't put the quotes after echo, then it only it does not copy in the other file which is linked.
So
So something with
you
quote.
have to do the redirector.
Oh yeah, I did redirector for both with the quote and the unquote.
No, I mean you have to put the quote here. You're telling echo, And if you do like this here, right, echo, and if you do this is Linux, it's gonna only display on the screen here. But if you do like this here, this is gonna display on the screen also. Now what we're gonna do is we are grabbing this. Now when you put something in a code, it becomes like a bucket, and you're throwing that into the file one. So you do have to have a code here. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you do echo and then without the quote, this is Linux, and do the redirect?
It went in there.
Right.
But no, never count on this here, because what you will be doing is you will be updating the system files here. So you have to put in code. Make sure you put in code, okay?
Okay.
All right. So this might just happen in the moment, but if you have like a long list and it's wrapping around the screen, then don't rely on that. Okay, so everybody good with this so far?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me look at the document here. So if you update this file, the other file gets updated too. So what will happen here is, let's see if I ls here, I'm going to remove rm-r file 1. Okay, if I do ls, is the file going to be there or no? File 2 is going to be there or no?
Yes.
Yeah, the file 2.
Yes.
The file 2 become its own independent file. Okay, so essentially what you could do is you could make a connection between these two files, and you could have a hard link here. Okay, so I'm going to put this up in here in this properties. So a hard link, it has same inode numbers. Did I capture inode number here? Okay, yeah. So here's the inode number for file 1, and here's the inode number for file 2. Okay, looking good. And not here. And you have to provide source and destination. You have to provide source and destination absolute path. Okay, and any change to content of the file will be updated on both files. Okay, and so hard link files are essentially duplicates of each other. Okay, and if the original file is deleted, the hard linked file will survive and hard link for directories are not allowed. So if you want to make a hard link for a directory, it's not going to happen. All right. So I think there is a hard link information here. Okay. Any questions? No question means let's move on to soft link. We studied hard link. Now let's.
One question, sir.
Yeah,
A little
go.
confusing. On the last point, that hard link, if you go back to the note,
Yeah.
and the last point of the hard link, that hard link for directives are not allowed. A little explanation.
Yeah. So what happens is the directories. I mean, directories have some files inside the directories, right? So what will happen is the Linux operating system, it doesn't have an option to allow directories. I mean, in the all right mind, it should, right? I mean, if a directory got deleted, which has like a bunch of files, you're supposed to have another directory here, somewhere else.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but that is not allowed. I don't know why, but that's how it is.
All right. Got it.
So why? I'll tell you why directories are not allowed. Is what happens is I compared earlier the size, the footprint of operating system is very small, right?
Yes.
Compared to the footprint of a Windows operating system.
Windows.
So to keep that in mind, the operating system files, they are there, but they get used by many applications many times. So having a copy of each file in different location is gonna
Making double size.
it's gonna take the disk space. Okay, that's the advantage. It has a smaller disk space. But
Yes.
the bad thing is if you don't have a backup, then the if one has hard link or soft link is broken somewhere, then it's going to break many other places. So we'll take a look here how it works in a minute.
Okay.
Oh, what time is it? 1:50. All right, we could continue. So now we are on to soft link. And it's called soft link is called referred to as Symlink, okay? Referred to as symbolic link. or Symbolic. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here. I'm going to say ls. Let's get rid of everything here, rm-rf, everything. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mkdir, and I'm going to create a -p, and then I'm going to create uh, of a directory named Chicago, and inside Chicago I'm putting directory name Atlanta. Okay, and if I do tree, I have the file name here. Okay, so now I'm going to create a file, touch file 1. Now what I want to do is I want to create a symbolic link in here. So how I'm going to do that? So let me go in there, CD Chicago Atlanta, and so let me leave this here. Let me move this like that, and this one here like this. Okay, and if I do tree, we have this here, right? So now over here, we have file 1 here. So what I'm going to do is, actually let me leave this like this here and move this back here. So here I'm going to do pwd, and what I need to do is I need to create a symbolic link or a symlink. So how I'm going to do that? I'm going to do ln. This time I'm going to give -s, -s as in Sam, and the location of the file, which is source /home / Zafar, and the source file is file 1. Now I'm going to give the location of the whole. So I'm going to say home / Zafar / Chicago Atlanta, and then I'm going to give it a name here, file 2. Okay, and if I do ls, I have file 2 here. It's in color. Let me grab this part here.
Well, let me see your hands.
Come here. Is my screen frozen? Can you guys see it?
Yes.
You can see.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm gonna put a note here. Okay, so provide source and destination, absolute path for source and destination. Okay, this is important. And you do ls hyphen ln hyphen s. Now, if I do ls hyphen l, now you see a lot more information here. You see, we have file 1, file 2, and it's actually giving you the location of file 1. So if you are doing ls and going through all this here, when you see something like this, that means, what does it mean? That means it's a soft link. It's not going to give you this information if it's a hard link. It would have been better if there is a information like that, if it's a hard link or not, but it does not give you that information. So if I do a vi file 2, and I'm gonna say this is line 1, this is line 2, this is line 3, I quit, save and exit. And I do cat file 2, we have the content. And if I do cat file 1, we have the content. So, what do you guys make of this here? When I update one file, the other file is updated. What do you think had happened here? If you do stat file 2,
Is that different?
I'm sorry? Go ahead.
I said maybe the inodes are different. The content may be same, but the inodes are different.
Yeah, inodes are going to be different. Exactly. Over here, when I open the file in VI editor file 2, I'm essentially opening file 1. Why I'm opening file 1? Because it's opening this file here actually.
I don't know. I mean, on mine, I did the
What is your
soft.
problem, man? What is your problem? What?
I did soft link, and then I did VI file 2, and I wrote 3 lines. And when I do cat file 2, it shows the 3 lines, but not in cat file 1.
Okay, I deleted everything and I started over. Did you do that?
You know what?
Let's go back to your home directory, delete everything,
Okay.
and then I'll tell you, and then you keep doing there. Or do you want to share your screen?
Sure.
Yeah, everybody could take a look here. Everybody, please. I don't care it's gonna take 1 hour or 2 hours. If you have a question, it's my duty to explain that to you. Okay, please stop me. I like when people are asking me questions here. Like earlier, Akram asked me, what happens if you zip it? I never tried in my life. And the next time somebody asks me a question, I could tell with the confidence that that's not going to happen. Okay, so I just learned something myself. Please, everybody is learning, including me. So please, if you have any questions, anything like that, please ask. Okay? All right. So share your screen and tell me where the problem is.
Okay, alrighty. I'm just doing the generate code. Okay, code is 1994.
Okay, hold on. Which code are you gonna give it to me? Google Remote?
Yeah, the Google Chrome.
Okay, good.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah. What? It's asking you to access my computer, share my screen. Okay, hold on. Let me log in here. I think I already logged in one other place here. Let me bring that window up here. Okay, and okay, what is the number?
1994 4137 6820.
All right, sorry about that. Can you start from
Yeah.
again?
1994 4137
Uh-huh.
6820.
All right, give me one moment here. The kids are making that noise. I'm in a class. I'm in a class. I'm teaching. Okay. Can you? Oh shoot. Minimize your browser. Minimize it. The one next to there. You go. Okay, so all right. Do ls. Okay, so create the folder mkdir hyphen Chicago Atlanta hyphen p enter, and let's create a file here. Touch file one. Okay, then go into Atlanta folder. And then no, wait. Why are you doing touch? So expand the screen. Good. Okay, hit enter a couple of times so that you have black lines. Okay. How do we fix this? Okay. Can you go on mute? Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I'll mute you from here. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Now let's do this. Do LN hyphen S space the source. So you have to give the absolute path slash home slash and a file name which is file one, and then space and give the absolute path again. Chicago, Atlanta, tab, and then give the name file two. Enter. Okay. Now do ls hyphen l. There you go. It's kind of pointing to your original link. Okay. Now do yeah. There you go. All right. Let's edit file two. cd hyphen. It will jump back. And do vi file two. And add some content. All right. Save and exit. Now you do. Okay. Now do jump back to the home directory. And cat file one. There you go. And I muted you. So are you good now?
Okay, thank you.
All right, very good. So I'm gonna disconnect. All right. So what happens is when you're gonna be working in is you're gonna run into a lot of symlinks, symbolic links, soft links. They all mean the same thing. Okay, now. So I think everybody has a good idea here. So let me put what all this means in here. And I'm going to say you have to provide path for the source and destination. And SoftLink has different inodes.
So they basically work as a hard link, but the inode is a different.
Yep, and we'll find out one other thing here. If you do ls-i and the file 2, ls-i file 2, you see the inode number here, and ls-i file 1, and they both have a different inodes. Okay, so
Right.
1739976 and here's the different number here. So let me copy this. Okay, now so what's gonna happen is so other properties is most of the time soft link is used to grant read access to user or application to a restricted file. So what I mean by that is we'll show you. Let's see here. If you're a regular user, as a regular user, can I do get etc password? Read here. Ulka, when I start the topic, user administration will come back to it because one question is going to lead to another question, and I'm not ready to give you the answer yet because it's going to create a confusion. So after today, tomorrow we'll start user. Oh no, I have to start directory structure. Yeah. And okay, so the other topic, when the other topic comes in, user and permissions, I'll show you what I mean by this, okay? And updating soft link actually updates the original file. All right, so what I'm going to do here is in my notes. So what I'm going to do is let's delete the original file. If I do clear, I have ls-l, and I'm deleting the original file, file1. So let's see what happens here. If I do ls-l and hit enter, there you go. What you have here is you have this highlighted here, right? The reason this is kind of highlighted here is that means the file is broken. You say if you do file cat file2 is there, but the error message you're getting is no such file or directory. So this is just the mask here. In reality, it's trying to read this here, and it doesn't exist. So it's giving you that error message. So what will happen is you get this. Usually it will flash it for you, but I think it's not doing that on the Red Hat 8 here. So when it's when the link is broken, it gives you this message. So obviously, since this is a soft link, it's just not itself here. It's actually connecting to this file, and if this file is deleted, the file 2 has become orphan. Okay. All right. And soft link is allowed for the directories. And okay, so let's work on that. Let me do rm-rf. I get rid of everything. Oops. So you're here, over here. Let me clear this. And I'm gonna create here mkdir, and what should I do here? I'm gonna create a New York. Okay, and then I'm gonna create another directory mkdir -p. I'm gonna say the location of the file. I'm gonna say let's go back to Chicago, Atlanta, Dallas. Okay, so if I do tree, this is what I have here. Okay, so I'm gonna go into your New York directory and put some files in there. CD New York, and I'm gonna say touch file 1, file 2, file 3. It's enough. I have ls, and if I do tree, I have in New York, I have 3 files in there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create New York as uh, a soft link directory in Dallas here. So I'm gonna go to CD Chicago, Dallas, and I'm gonna clear this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do ln-s. Okay, same thing works here, and I'm gonna do /home and Zafar and New York, and I'm gonna give it /home /Zafar what was it, Chicago, right? Dallas, and then I'm going to give it a name here, New York 2, New York 2, and I'll hit enter. So if I do ls here, I have a directory name ls-fnl. New York 2 is actually connected to the directory New York. Okay, and if I do cd New York 2, and if I do ls here, I'll see the content of the original directory.
I got a question.
Yes.
So you did the soft link sitting in the Dallas directory. Could you have done this at the home directory?
Yeah, absolutely. You should. No problem. Because you're giving all the information in one line here. So no problem. In fact, let's go ahead and do it as same link and give it a different name here. And if I do ls here, oh, not this one. So we have New York 2 and New York 3.
Okay.
All right, so what normally happens is the system files, if they need to be used in multiple locations, instead of having a copy in several places, you just have the links connecting into, it's like a web, it's interconnected. All things are like interconnected, just like a nature, how things are interconnected, that's how it is. All right, it's nice and simple and easy. How many times do I use symbolic links and links? I use like once a month. So I use like about 12 times in a year. If you compare that, if you're using other commands, then you'll use those also. But here, that's the deal there. So, all right, is it? Wow, it's almost. Let's take a good 20-minute break. We are at 11:50 Chicago time. I will come back at 12:10, and then we'll continue on. How do you guys feel about that?
Okay.
All right, we'll be back in 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you.
We can hear.
Okay, thank you. So, all right. So let's see where we are. Okay, so that is it for the links and all that here. Okay, so let's continue on with our commands. So officially, uh, man means manual pages. Okay. Let me copy this. All right, and if you do, so what you do is cd New York to pwd and ls. All right. So if you have a command and you want to know more information regarding this, you use man. MAN meaning manual pages, and you need to know about some commands you're not too much familiar with. Okay, so what you do is man, and let's see the command. Let's see the command who. Okay, it says who is logged in, and if you do who minus a, it will give you same as BD and all that. So who minus a will give you boot time of the last system boot, and D is print dead processes. Okay, And there are so many other things that you could use this with. Headings, L is login processes, lookup, M, P. So, if you go in here, if you want to study a little bit here, what I could do is like who, and I could do is combine with -u and -q. Let's see what happens. So what I'll do is who, it just shows the information here. If I do who -q and u together, it says, oh, okay, it's just giving you the names. Okay, so you could understand here who -u is the, and just q is like just creating how many users and giving you like 9 users out there. So there are several ways you could use each command here. Okay, so that's where you use manual pages. I should say like a little handbook for to use for additional.
Command should be the MAN, right?
Yeah, man, and then the name of the command you want. It will open up the manual pages for it. Okay, so that is it for all the commands. Okay, so we need to get out of the commands, and I'll show you how the directory structure is working in here. Okay, so these are all the basic commands here. From here, we're gonna go into the directory structure. I'll take a look how the directory structure is working and all that. So for the directory structure, I already have a picture from last time, so I'll bring that up to you. All right, give me 1 second here. It's not working. Give me 1 minute here.
How is it possible that we could access the entire manual?
No, you have to do it for each. You type man and the name of the command.
Okay, so we cannot like access the whole entire thing.
Not sure how would you do that. Let's see what happens.
Like how you were showing on your screen all the commands.
So you do man, and then whatever command you want to find that out, that's what you do. Give me 1 moment here. So you want to get like an entire manual for the operating system?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
I'm not sure how that is possible, but I mean the operating system is like keep changing all the time.
But right now you were showing one page which had so many commands on it.
Oh no. I type like who and you type man and who, right? Like this?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is only restricted to who command. You do who, and these are all the extra stuff you could look up regarding that command.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only like 3 or 4 pages. And it will give you who wrote this. In fact, what you could do is, since this is open architecture, if you have an idea and you make something up, you could submit to this organization, GNU, and they'll take a look. And if they like your idea, they will incorporate with the operating system. And this was done. Looks like this was done by 2 guys here, this guy and this guy, and they are the one who wrote this and came up with the idea. And they did this in. Okay, so it may not have everything in here. Core utils. So you just have to go through all this, and then you'll get good idea how you're doing it. Whatever we did, all the commands we did so far are the basic ones. We are doing it day in and day out. But the if you want to do like extra, if you want to get the most out of the command, I mean, you may or may not want to have all the other information. So if you want to do it the commands in a little bit different way, you could do that. Those are like extra options you have.
Exactly.
Okay, so okay, I have this from my last class. And let me open this up. All right, main document. So when you look at the operating system, this is how it is set up here. All the way in the top, there is a slash. So let me quit out of this. When you do pwd, you are actually into /home/Zafar. Okay, this is your window. So when I did pwd, I'm into this home here, and within home, there is a directory called Zafar. I'm in here. But above Zafar, there is home. Above home, there is a slash here. So how do we get there? You do cd/. And then if you do ls, you see you have all the other directories in here. Guys, give me 5 minutes here. I got a call. Give me 1 minute. Hello. Okay, I'm back here. Thank you for waiting. So up here is the topmost directory. So if you look here in the picture, all the way in the top is a slash. Okay, this is where everything begins, and underneath you have all these directories here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So these are all the directories you have in there, and this is coming from the Unix operating system that was released by AT&T back in 1970. Okay, so most of the stuff you look in here, I'm sorry, not most, but the basic things. Anybody has a Mac computer? If you have a Mac computer and if you go into cd slash, and if you take a look here, you would see a similar directories here. Okay, so all these directories, I'll tell you what each directory is. And I already have copy from, I know most of the time, this is just informational here. You don't have to worry about it too much. Okay, so all right, here it is. So the very first directory I have here is slash, okay, /. In Windows operating system, it's backslash, okay, but in Linux, everything is /. And this is the topmost directory. This is the topmost directory, okay, and this is referred to as a root directory. So if somebody say, what are the contents of the root? That means topmost directories. So for us, this is the topmost directory. If I do pwd, there you go. It starts from a slash. All the way to the left, you see a slash here. That's what it means, it's root. Okay? Now, after root, there is another directory in called root. Right here. To my left. I'm sorry, to my right. To my right, there is another directory called /root. Okay, this is not just root. This is a root directory. So this directory is for system administrator. Okay, next week I will have everybody's server set up here. Everybody's going to get 3 servers each. And I will set the server for everybody. And what you would do is you go in here. I will put it online over here, the access to everybody's server. And you could go in there, and then I'll show you how to connect and all that next week. So once you log in as a root next week, you will be going into this directory. Instead of /home, /Zafar or Shakil, you'll be going there as a root. Okay? And this is a system administrator home directory. So once you log in as a root, this is your entry point to the operating system. Okay, following along. Okay, so the next directory we have is bin. Okay, what are the functions of bin? /bin, it contains all the binary commands of a regular user. So whenever we are using a command, that command is sitting in here. So how do you know which command is sitting? Where you type which and name of the command. Who? Look, the command is sitting in here, user /bin. Okay, all right. So there is a. Why is it not showing? Let's do which Python. Okay, so this statement is true. Actually, user bin /bin is a soft link to user bin. Okay, earlier we learned if you do ls-l bin, right? And it's a soft link to user bin. No wonder when you do which name of the command who, it's going into user bin. Okay, so normally this location is just the soft link here. I'm sure system is using for some good reason for that. Okay, all right, moving along. /boot, so it contains the system bootable files. What a system bootable file means? When you power on the system, the power on, and there is a BIOS. We used to check the BIOS a long time ago, but a lot of people are not familiar with what BIOS is, but I'm not worried about it now. But just remember, it has like a system bootable files in there. /dev, it contains all the attached devices information. So we're going to be using this a lot, /dev. So if you go in clear and you do cd dev, and if you do ls-l, earlier I used /dev/0 here, and these are all the devices. These are the devices. These are software devices. If for some reason if you add a USB device, it will come in here. It will start showing up in here. Okay. All right. I'll highlight one thing. Can somebody refer this to? What is this? /dev/null. Did we use null earlier? So what's happening here is this is a file. What happened here is it's actually a file, but in reality it is considered as a device which is attached to the system. Okay, and you have SDA, BC. I'll go over that a little later here, but for now I'm not worried about it too much. Okay, so we have dev, then we have etc. etc is a very important one. You use it all the time. It has all the configuration files in it. If you are etc, and there are like a lot of configuration files here. If you want to make somebody's life miserable, if you delete something in here, it's going to be a really bad system problems you will start to face. Okay, and /home, of course, /home is the home directory for all the users. So if I go into /home and if I do ls, you see all these users are, whoever is a user, their ID is in here. Okay, if they're active or not active, it will create specific user ID, a user directory in there, and this would be your landing directory. Okay, and then next one is we have is lib and lib64. So what lib and lib64 is, it contains system binary files shared by application. Okay, so if you install like a third-party application like Oracle or something, all that information comes and sit in here. And media is a blank folder for mounting CD-ROMs. So if you are attaching a CD-ROM, so attaching a CD-ROM is one thing, and using or make it usable is another thing here. Okay, so I'll show you how to mount a device in the system. MNT is also a blank folder, and it is also used to mount CD-ROM and ISO file. So for now, just keep this as optional. and /opt, it contains third-party application software. Oh, okay. So over here, it has a native application information. But if you want to install something third-party like SAP database, all that information go into /opt. And /proc, it is like an active memory. So when you have like free-h and you have like a memory information here, right? At the same time, it needs a folder where you need to keep active memory information. So for that, there is a proc folder. It contains active memory information here. And /run is unused, is actually symlink to var /var. So if I do cd and then I do lsf and l, and which one were we looking at? Run. Okay, so this system may not have a run directory. Okay. All right, so it's up to the release. When the release comes in, like right now we are working on Red Hat 8. If you have Red Hat 7, the release will be different, and they may make like a minor or major changes here. But some of this directory will never go away. And /sbin, it contains the command for the root user. So for example, there is a root user command. Which one is a root user command? Now let me think. So there is a command called pvcreate. I'll do which pvcreate, and it goes into slash. So it goes into the command for sbin. Okay, so let me see if sbin is a directory, soft link. Okay, yeah. Sbin is actually a soft link for user /sbin. Okay, so let me make sure I put it in here. Okay, so it's a soft link for user /sbin. So when I type administrator related command, it is going into the user /sbin. So when I type which pvcreate, it is showing you user /sbin, and it's sitting in that place here. So it is true that sbin holds the user administrator commands. And let me do that for lib and lib64 too. Okay, yeah, it is already there. And what else has been? Okay. All right. And SRV, what is SRV for? So this is also for mounting the CD-ROM. And do we have sys? We don't have sys in here, so I'm going to get rid of this. /temp directory is the directory you would use quite often. This directory is to keep the temporary files, and everybody who have access to this server will have access to temp directory also. You can read and write in there. Okay. All right. User, USR, and var. Okay, USR, it contains all the system files and folders containing user commands. So this is where all the commands which are already there are coming back to USR, this here. Okay, and then var, it keeps the logs. Var directory, what it does, it keeps the var. Earlier, we went into like var log messages, right? We did more var log messages. And of course, the permission is denied. So what you could do is, so you see var, and we got like log and all the messages here. If you have like all the messages and everything, you go into the var directory. All right, that is it for today. Next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick off on
Next week or tomorrow, sir?
Oh, tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yeah. Oh God. If it's tomorrow, then I have to work tonight to get you guys all the servers and everything. All right. I may have to work late for you guys. All right, please.
Thank you.
I'm working so hard for you guys. Please, just
Thank you very much.
put in a little bit of effort, and
Sure.
you will get this here. And believe me, there are many jobs out there. A lot of jobs out there.